All right. For these next examples, again, when we're starting off with this, we look and see that it's a binomial, and we want to see if it is a difference of squares. So first of all, you check to see if there's a subtract sign. Is there a subtract sign? Yes. Okay, then you want to see if you can take the square root of both sides. So that just means, notice right here, if it's a square, it's easy. Yes, you could take the square root of a square. But if it's a number, you want to look up here on your list to see if it's up here. 4 is on our list. So this is what we call a difference of squares. So we're going to follow this form. Remember, it just factors into two binomials. We've got a plus sign in one of the binomials, a subtract sign in the other, and then you just take the square root. So square root of a squared is just a. It's nice when they tell us what they're squaring. Square root of 4 here, basically you've got to look at this and say, what did they square to get 4? What multiplied to itself? Well, it's just 2. You can count here too. We just went in order. So this was 1 squared, 2 squared, 3 squared. So if you see that 4, just count, it's 2. And that is your whole answer. You're welcome to check your work. That's probably a really important thing to do, especially on a quiz. But just make sure when you do your 4 multiplications, you want to get back to that a squared minus 4. All right, let's look at this next one. Again, we're going to check to see if it's a difference. Is there a subtract sign? And to see if we've got squares. Well, it tells me that's a square. 121, is that on my list? Yes, so this is a difference of squares. That means we're going to factor it as two binomials. Okay, one of them will have a plus sign here. One of them will have a subtract sign. Okay, and we just go through and plug in what squared gives me the sum squared. Well, they tell me it was m that they squared. Right here, you've got to figure that one out a little bit. What squared gives you a 121? Well, you could either count them up here, or you could remember that 11 times 11 is 121. All right. Okay, let's look at this one. This one's a nice one. I still have a difference. That means I've got to subtract. 81 is a square. This one has a number and a letter. You just have to make sure that both the number and the letter are squares. So is 4 on our list? Yes, 4 is on our list. And it tells me that x is a square. So this is also a difference of squares. So go ahead and write your binomial brackets, put a plus and a minus. Again, it doesn't matter the order of those. You could put either one of those first. You could put the positive or the negative first. All right, then we just take the square root of both terms. So what's the square root of 81? Or what did I square? What do I multiply it by itself to get 81? Well, it is 9. Again, if you've forgotten that, you've got two options. Either plug it into your calculator and just test them, or count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 squared gives you that 81. All right, for these terms that have numbers and letters, you've got to have a number and a letter in your term. So do them one at a time though. What's the square root of 4? Well, it's 2. 2 times 2. And then what's the square root of x squared? Well, it tells me what they squared, so it's just x right there. So you got that 9 plus 2x and 9 subtract 2x. And there's our first few examples. We'll do the next 3 in our last video.